backdrop for heroic battles waged by William Wallace, Robert the Bruce and Bonnie Prince Charlie. It was favoured by many of Scotland's kings and queens, including Mary Queen of Scots, crowned here in Stirling, and King James V, who built a stately palace within the castle walls. Standing here, between the outer walls and the gatehouse, you're offered a choice. Embark on a journey through time into the castle itself, or visit the castle exhibition.
Towards the castle, the twin-towered gatehouse ahead has 3 entrances. A large one in the centre, big enough to get carts through, and 2 smaller ones for pedestrians. But if you were approaching the castle 500 years ago, you would have seen a very different sight.
Since Stirling Castle is located on top of a hill, as are most castles in UK, so the view from most of them are usually spectacular. It's a typical Scottish day, cloudy and rainy. They say if it's not raining, it's not Scotland. I guess these were to guard the castle. Battleground Stirling.
This terrace is now known as the Ladies' Lookout, because the ladies of the royal court stood here to admire the dramatic views of the nearby lowland hills and the distant Highland mountains. From this vantage point, they would have watched the men returning from the hunt and seen spectacular jousts, chivalric tournaments, and even theatrical reenactments. James IV was fascinated by the legends of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, and was forever mounting lavish displays in full view of the admiring ladies. But another, far more bizarre spectacle may also have been staged here. In 1507, the whole court was dazzled by King James's latest achievement, the recently completed Great Hall. But elsewhere in the castle, John Damien, the king's alchemist, toiled alone in his laboratory. The Queen's outer hall is where much of the daily business of court was conducted. The Queen Mother would have dined here regularly. A trestle table was set along the length of the room, with Mary's chair closest to the fire, her guests to her left in descending rank. Daily meals were less formal than the diplomatic entertainments held in the inner hall, and we know that this room could also be cleared for dancing.
A lively dance on a winter night is a fine thing to drive out the cold. And we've had some fine nights in this hall, and one particularly happy day, as I recall. After 4 long years of war, there were few left in Scotland to support the English marriage. I remember the day when I stood here with the little queen and her mother, the child and her court maid ready to depart. She was to leave our country to marry a prince.
We are in the Queen's apartments. These mirror the King's in layout and function. Mary of Guise outlived her husband by 18 years, and in that time, these rooms became a focus for her dynamic and cosmopolitan court. In this room, Mary would have worked, prayed, washed, dressed, and eaten private meals. Despite the stately bed, it is not certain that she slept here. A small chamber somewhere nearby possibly served that purpose. This magnificent. This is the bedchamber, the most exclusive of the King's rooms. 2 doors by the fireplace give access to small rooms which could have served as office, oratory, or privy as occasion demanded. Traditionally, the bedchamber was where the King's closest friends joined him to play cards, hear music, and discuss affairs of state. The influence
Always want another story first. What games? Let's be dogs, Davy, he'd say, and we'd run about on the floor. Be a ghost, he'd say, and I'd pull a sheet over my head. Look at this fine bed. Never slept in. And do you see, upon the ceiling, above the fireplace, 4 iron hooks. From yon should have hung the King's banner, the cloth of his stead. Yet there are other marks of kingship worked about, and I trust they will last. I-5 above the window, Jacobus or James.
You are now in the heart of the royal palace. Following 10 years of research, Historic Scotland have refurbished these apartments as they may have appeared in the 1540s. This room, the King's Inner Hall, was intended to give audience to the most important ambassadors, nobles, and clergymen. The palace is designed as 2 halves which mirror each other. One side for the king, the other for the queen. Each has a progression of increasingly exclusive and prestigious halls.
These are the replicas of various kings and queens.
Overlooking the Queen Anne Garden. 500 years ago, only the Queen kings of Scotland with their royal children would have been able to stroll here, hence the name, Prince's Walk.
This is the outer close. The word close is Scots for courtyard, and this was one of two large courtyards that formed the medieval castle. Directly in front of you is the pale, honey-coloured Great Hall, restored using the wonderful King's Gold lime plaster we just heard about. To the right, where you now see the grassy bank with the row of guns, there was a large building housing the kitchens and staff accommodation.
Sorry.
You are at the entrance to the Great Kitchens. Inside, you'll find a magical scene, vividly bringing to life what it must have been like working in the royal kitchens when a grand banquet was being held in the Great Hall behind you. But before you go in, remember that what you're about to see represents just a small part of what was once a vast complex of kitchens, bakehouses, brewhouses, and cellar upon cellar stuffed with every kind of food and drink imaginable.
उधर जा, दीवार के साथ जा. So this is the backside of Stirling Castle. There's a graveyard over there.
This magnificent chapel royal was built by King James VI in 1594. It was completed in less than 7 months, in time for the baptism of his first child, Prince Henry. There's little now to hint at its original appearance, but the entrance door, flanked by 6 pairs of windows, provides an important clue. For directly opposite was a pulpit. Tell the extraordinary story of not 1, but 3 narrow escapes. It was the 7th of June, 1940, just after the evacuation of Dunkirk. The 8th Battalion, the Argyll Sutherland Highlanders, had been part of the rear guard. Private William Kemp, Corporal Alistair MacDonald, and Lance Corporal James Ginger Wilson, together with the remnants of C Company, were captured by Nazi troops.
This garden provided a peaceful retreat from the hustle and bustle of castle life for centuries, and yet it is associated with one of the most villainous events in the castle's long history: the murder of the Earl of Douglas by King James II himself. if you wish to hear about the dastardly event that took place.
So this was all about Stirling Castle, Scotland. If you liked the video, please do hit like and subscribe my channel. Also click the bell icon. Bye, take care. This is me, Ruchi Kokcha, signing off.